All right, this video is the 7-figure product launch blueprint. Basically, how to launch. It's the blueprint on how to launch a product to 7 figures as fast as possible, really, really fast. If you don't know who I am, that was a mouthful, by the way, 7-figure product launch blueprint. If you don't know who I am Nick, the owner of Launch Socials, where this video is posted on this channel. Maybe it's posted on my personal. I don't know. I'm just throwing these things out here. I'm recording these things as much as possible because I'm good at it. So, what actually is the 7-figure product launch blueprint? Who is it for? What does it look like? Basically, this is for someone that has an audience that wants to launch a product. A lot of people say low ticket, high ticket, do coaching, do this, do that. I'm going to give you the exact blueprint on how to pick any of those models of actually launching a product. It's super simple. It's super basic. A lot of people overcomplicate it. We're going to make it very, very easy for you today. And this works for e-com, this works for info, this works for agency to a degree, maybe this works for software, it works for all that stuff. And so, but generally, you have to have an audience at the start. So we're going to jump into it. That's where we're starting. So prerequisite to actually going and building an audience is having followers. Like, you need to have content and followers, and you need to build an audience. You need to build a brand to a degree. Maybe it's a personal brand, maybe it's a Faceless theme page, maybe it's a branded page, maybe it's something. It's something out there that is an audience, right? And that means content, that means followers, that means people that are in your ecosystem. The bigger, the better, especially if they're there for a specific reason. Now, a lot of people get this wrong. They're like, oh, well, I'm not making any money and da-da-da-da and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how many followers you got? And like, I got 5,000 followers. I'm like, dude, that's why you're getting 10 sales calls a month. Nobody gives a shit. Maybe you launched it and you got like 20 sales calls first day, but nobody gives a shit. So this one is number one priority. If you do not know how to build an audience, get content going, get traction, get followers, stuff like that, what you need to do is go watch other videos on my channel here on Launch Socials or on my personal channel where we explain how it actually works. Okay? You need to build an audience, you need content, you need followers for any of this other stuff to matter. You cannot go through a launch sequence and build an offer if you do not have an audience, because this strategy will not work. Okay? You're basically guessing at that point. Now, the next thing is develop a hypothesis. And you kind of do this when you do an audience. Let's say you're really good. Let's say you own a home service company. We'll just use an example. You own a home service company. You do snow removal and cut lawns and stuff like that. And you're like, you know what? I want to teach people about what I do. And basically, you build an audience by documenting it. You get like 10, 15, 20K followers based on you documenting what you do at your home service business. You shoveling snow, you clearing snow, you doing lawn work, stuff like that. Cool. You kind of develop a hypothesis because you're kind of like, I think people would be interested in what I'm doing. Now we want to develop a hypothesis for the product. And really what this is like, what will people buy? Will people buy a program from me on how to start a home service business? Yes or no? And I know for a fact that's the case because there's other people in the market doing it. And so you want to develop this hypothesis based on a couple of things. What we want to do is we want to go see what everyone else is selling, okay? That is important. And we don't want to fully rely on this. We just want to see what's working, okay, in the market. Talk to your followers. Now you can see why the audience is so important, and they're going to become way, way, way more important in a second in the next couple steps. But you need to go and talk to your followers. What do they want? What are they looking for? What are some problems and desires and just situations in their life that they're actually, would be interested in paying money to solve. Okay? You want to talk to your followers. And then 3 is ask yourself, what would you have purchased? Especially when you were starting. Okay? What would you have purchased? And so that's where you want to identify and develop a hypothesis. Again, as well, there's one other thing. What problems are you solving? What desires do your ideal customers have? And what desires? What's the dream outcome? What's the dream outcome? What are they buying? What are they buying when they buy your product? This is your hypothesis. This is saying, I think this thing will work. And we're going to draw a little bubble around this guy, and we're going to point it here to hypothesis, right? You want to kind of just like flesh all that stuff out. And then boom, you have a hypothesis. I want to pause this video real quick because one thing that I forgot to mention, remember I mentioned low ticket, high ticket, these different models, stuff like that. You guess how you determine the actual model? You come up with a hypothesis based on your actual audience metrics and audience data and who's in your audience and what people would pay for inside of your audience and what a product stack should look like for the people in your audience. If most of the people in your audience are broke and don't have money, don't go charge 10 grand. Go charge something that's a little bit more affordable. Or if the majority of people are more highly sophisticated, educated, they have a lot of money, they have that background, go charge more money and build an offer that is more expensive. That is how you price. That's how you pick your model. That's how you pick exactly what you should be doing. You go get the target customer like feedback and data from the people that are already in your audience based on the content that you've been posting so far. Wanted to add that piece of context for you. Now, what you want to do is you want to go and build your base offer. Your first little structure of like, here's what's included, here's what's inside, here's my goal of what I'm trying to get you guys, blah, 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 whatever. And if you have an audience, you can quietly soft sell this. You get a base done, right? All of this is going to determine your hypothesis, and you just build it into a base. It's basically like, here's the features, here's the benefits, here's what you're buying, here's the price. Base, offer structure, and offer statement, simple. I help people do X, okay? Very simple. You ever see those guys on Twitter or like Instagram? I help people make 10K a month with their Instagram page and shit like that. I think it's super whack, but that's basically an offer statement. So, next stages from here. After you build that base offer, that first structure, you're going to soft launch your product. Now, if you have an audience already built, it's easy to soft launch a product. Why? Because you do warm outreach to your current customers. So basically, if you have an audience built, you're going to have a backlog of DMs. You should have hundreds of DMs at this point. And this is just from like over the months, over the years, stuff like that, just talking to people. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go and message them and say, hey, what's up, Bill? This is Nick, dude. Well, you wouldn't say Nick. You just like DM him or send him a voice message or whatever. Hey, what's up, Bill? Dude, I just wanted to check in with you, bro. It's been a while since we chatted. Actually, I've been working on something, and I want you to check it out. I actually think it might be something that you might find interesting. Maybe it's a fit, something that you would want to be a part of. Not sure, dude, but I put together this thing based on how to start a home service business, blah, blah, blah. I know you were asking me questions a while back, and we had talked about it. Just wanted to send it your way, and like I'm just curious what your thoughts are on it, and then maybe if you're actually interested in it, we can jump on the phone and chat. But no pressure there, dude. I'm just trying to kind of see like what people think of it. Boom, done. That's a warm outreach. You go outreach hundreds of times to people in your DMs. If you have not built an audience yet, it's going to be impossible to soft launch this. If you've not built an email list or like people don't know you and stuff like that, it's going to be impossible because no one is there to give you feedback and no one is there to buy. I like to do this quietly because what you do is you don't burn any brand equity. And what you do is you kind of go and get like your first round of customers, right? This is again, next piece to the launch sequence. You soft launch it to your current audience quietly in the DMs through personal relationships that you have. You get like 10 to 15 people. We're going to put this here, 10 to 15 people inside. That would be my recommendation right here of what you actually go and do in terms of how many you sell at the start. And so from there, it's like when you have these, you just want to get feedback and testimonials. What that feedback looks like is the following. We're going to make this a little bit smaller here so I can type over here. What that looks like is the following. You want to identify patterns. And remember how we identified desires and problems and pains and stuff like that previously? We want to go do that on a deeper level. Desires, problems, pains. And when I say a deeper level, these are people that have given you money. And so these people aren't like kind of like talking out of their ass and stuff like that. These are people that gave you money. These are proven customers. It's not just like someone that's like in the DMs or whatever and might be interested. No, these are people that gave you money, which means these are people or similar people will probably give you money in the future. And so you want to get the exact desires, exact problems, exact pains, and come up with your core avatar, core customer avatar. Okay? Once that's done, you just put this back into your hard launch. And so you also want to get testimonials here. I don't have it public, but there is a testimonial structure that I use for all my clients. I give all of them where basically they do an interview testimonial, and they basically ask the prospect that got a bunch of results with them. They ask them questions and just figure out their situation, blah, blah, blah. And it's like a video that goes on YouTube. Now, once you have all this done, you hard launch it. What you do is you put together a new funnel. You make sure that this original hypothesis and base offer are updated based on what your current customers are saying. It's going to change a lot. You guys are going to be like, what? Okay? Like you actually might be surprised by how much it changes. And so what you want to do is you want to go hard launch it with a new funnel, and you do a big pitch. This is where you go hit the stories hard. And you go and launch it like on your feed, and you say, hey, I'm bringing in 10 people this week, and this is what's happening. And you put together a whole VSL, and all of the offer like frameworks and updates and whatnot are done. And so you're like, this is it. These people got results. Here's the big headline. Here's the big pitch. And I think the problem is most people start here. Most people start here and try to hard launch it. They've got a little bit of a following. Things are going good, whatever. They don't really like get their feet wet and like test the hypothesis and build a base offer out or soft launch it or like actually get feedback. Because what happens is this. No matter what you do, let's say you hard launch it from day one. Great. You're still going to have to go through this process. And what you're going to have done is probably brought in a lot more people, or you've hard launched it to your audience and you use the wrong pains and problems and desires. So you spoke to the wrong customer avatar, and then none of those people end up joining ever again. You kind of burn the relationship with them. What you want to do, like I said, is you want to go deep on the back end of this stuff. You go slow, you do it right, you soft launch it, and then you hard launch it when everything is dialed and on point. This is how you test it out. You test an offer and then launch it big. We do a soft launch, then a hard launch. And then from there, it's like everyone wants to jump to ads and the sales funnel system, and they want a sales team and a closer, and none of that. Stop. I'll tell you this, if you launch a product here first, what will likely happen is you will have to go back and do all this again at some point. And so you better do it sooner rather than later. Because what might happen is you do this, you build a sales team, it's not working, you have a ton of overhead, and you probably have to fire a bunch of people and redo all of this. And really what this is, guys, if you go watch one of my other videos on this channel, I'll pop it up at the top. It's about product market fit. And product market fit, I think I titled it something like everyone started buying from me or something like that. But this really, what this is here is like how to find product market fit through a launch sequence. It's just a different framework. And so after you hard launch it, now you can sell and market consistently. Now you can go and do paid ads. You can do content systems, right? You can go like really big with content systems, like organic and this and that. You can do multiple platforms. You can do all this advanced tracking. You can build a sales team because you've just proven that your product works. You can do that at this stage right here, this stage number 7. And so, look, that is the launch sequence. This is the launch sequence that I use. This is the launch sequence that all my agency and Done For You clients use. This is the launch sequence that all of my clients in my consulting use. And so if you guys want help doing something like this from your social media brand, actually building the social media audience and then getting all the systems from building the audience to the hypothesis to the offer and then the sales systems and the tracking and the paid ads and all of it, right? A to Z, social media, offer, sales, all of it for your brand, then go below. And you can apply, you can speak with someone from the team, you can chat with us. If you want more information based on, what we do for people, you can see that below. And then if you want more help, I got all the videos that I'm uploading on this channel. And then I additionally have a bunch of resources linked below. There's a bunch of like Google Docs. You can just give us your email, right, to get it. And yes, we will email you and we will call you. But you can grab those below. It's like inbound playbook, outbound playbook, personal brand playbook, how to build a faceless theme page playbook, stuff that I have done. It's all for free below. And if you really want my help, you want to work one-on-one, we'll go and build this out specifically for you, custom done for your brand, then go below and apply. Appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe for more. Even if you don't want one of my, I almost knocked my water over. Even if you don't want one of the free things or you don't want to apply, stuff like that, I still appreciate if you subscribe because that helps us out, that helps the channel out, that helps our business grow. And I'll see you guys on the next one.